Hello and welcome to No Tactics. I'm Oscar.
And I'm Tom.
In this video, we're going to discuss who should be the next Manchester United manager. Now, Tom, I'm sure you've been thinking of many managers, many men, but who is the number one pick for you?
It's a hard one because the track record of Man United hiring managers, I've always thought that they are going to be fantastic. With Amorim, I thought he was going to be the Messiah. I thought he would be the next Alex Ferguson. He'd bring back the joy to Man United. But we now need to think for the future. I think right now there's no one better than Glasner. I think one of the biggest things that we have made a change in the transfer window in the summer was that we brought in Premier League proven players. Premier League proven managers is something that we have not done since we got David Moyes in for that terrible, terrible job with the team that he had at that time, which were awful. If we look at Glasner now, who would have ever expected Crystal Palace to win the FA Cup? And with that much flair and with a playing style, obviously we don't talk about tactics in here, but a playing style that's like Man United's. It's close to Man United's, but it actually makes sense. Is that player-wise for Man United it's the problem? I can't see it's only the players. I think Glasner is going to show where we should be going right with this. And apparently he is a on-the-grass coach. He's not somebody that just makes the decisions and all of his coaches does everything for him. Apparently a lot of it is not in the office where he's showing them a video. He's on the pitch and he's showing them how to do it. And I think that's right.
Look, I think in terms of all the managers that we're going to talk about, he is probably one that makes the most sense. And I think probably because of the fact that Amorim has forced you guys to play this formation.
Yeah.
And if there's one manager that can maybe make it work out of this, let's be honest, unpopular formation in current football, he could make it work. He has proven that he can make it work, like you said, winning the FA Cup. But I think naturally, like you said, he's Premier League proven. He's taken Crystal Palace up to a level which I don't think many people expected. He'll probably do the same at Manchester United. Right now, they're a level that actually quite a lot of people do expect. But they need to be back in those conversations just for top four. And I think gradually, if you sort of allow him to do his thing, as Crystal Palace have done, I think he probably could take them back to the promised land.
Yeah, I think Glasner is a fantastic manager. However, I think nobody's going to work at Man United unless we start making the correct decisions. And the correct decisions aren't just about the coach, aren't just about the owners, aren't anything like that. It is about buying not just for a name. It's not just, we don't need to buy somebody because they've got so much potential, because they're called this particular name. We need to buy somebody that is going to get stuck in. Darren Fletcher and John O'Shea were in squads for Man United, which were some of our best ever squads. But they were just workhorses. They worked really hard. They knew their level of ability, but they knew that hard work would allow them to get to a position.
So you're telling me, Tom, that Will Hughes should be in the midfield for Manchester United? I think that makes perfect sense.
No, but does it not make sense in a slight way? Because
in a weird way.
Tyreek Mitchell. No one talks about him getting into the England squad as much as he probably should do, because he's just a workhorse. He's somebody that works so hard and he's never really given the plaudits.
You need more water carriers in that Manchester United team. We don't need any more of these big names. Let's just get some humble British players back in Manchester United.
I'm not saying that. Hard workers. If you think about that Chelsea squad, you think about the squad under Jose Mourinho where they were absolutely winning everything. They were fantastic. Ivanovic was the right back. You have these players where they need to be the hardest workers on the pitch because they know their talent level. I think Man United just consistently try and buy the best for that position with their name. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that way. It doesn't always gel. If you think about, I know we're not any levels PSG now, but think about PSG. They had three of the best attackers in world football: Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar. But then we got rid of them. They got rid of them, and then they built a team of hard workers.
No, I agree. I think you just need to strip it back to basics. And let's not think so much about the name of Manchester United. Who's the biggest name that we can bring in? Because that's been, that's not worked in the past. You've been constantly trying to get the best name to put on the back of the shirt. No, I want to see Will Hughes at the back of a Manchester United shirt. I'm gonna bring a name that I think not many people have spoken about, and he's going to be back. Gareth Southgate.
No, don't even. And you were going to say it's terrible.
Like I said, if you don't want to be unglamorous, if you maybe want to be a bit more humble, if you want a man to steady the ship and bring Manchester back together, like he did with England, if you need a man to unite a divided Manchester United dressing room, he'll bring the dinner ladies back. Southgate is the one. And you know what?
Turns me on.
Yeah, look, I'm sure as hell he could potentially win 2 games in a row. That is not beyond him.
I hate this rhetoric that Gareth Southgate is going to be a good manager for Man United. Gareth Southgate did not win the World Cup or the Euros with the best England squad of all time. I'm putting it out there. The guy could not manage Middlesbrough. It was a terrible, terrible manager. For England, he did fantastic to be able to bring the joy back. But we don't need the joy. What we need...
Do we need joy?
We'll bring Ollie back then. Bring the manager back that actually is something to the club, that knows how to manage. Southgate was England manager in a time where we have had possibly our best ever England squad. Everyone says the golden generation back in the day. I am sure if you showed them the golden generation compared to the squad that we had in the Euros, it'll be worlds apart.
Yeah, no, but you know what? Like, you'll get the best out of Harry Maguire. You'll get the best out of Mason Mount.
Well, you don't need to have any good manager or any bad manager to get the best out of Harry Maguire when it comes to England. He's never put a foot wrong. And yeah, it's one of those things. I cannot see, and I think I will cry if I see Gareth Southgate stood there at Old Trafford. It would be sickening.
I just want to see him in that waistcoat one more time.
He did look gorgeous in it, but he got rid of it after the Euros campaign, and it did put a sour taste in my mouth. He's really, really made a massive difference, and he's changed the complete fortune of this team. It's Iraola. It's Premier League proven. I think that's the thing. 2 seasons now, you can see that he has done it in the Premier League. I would feel much more confident having a manager that's worked in the Premier League and is showing his worth in the Premier League compared to someone like the Amorims that I was sold a dream for, and I was wrong.
Look, I think Iraola is another really obvious choice, and I think the fact he's actually managed to make it work this season with all of the outgoings they've had, that tells me he could do something with what is there already in that Manchester United. And let's be real, and I'll be honest, there are some players that are quite good.
Yeah.
And Mbeumo is a good player. Cunha is a good player. Fernandes, on his day, is a really good player.
He's a good player, just everyone hates him.
Yeah. And actually, I think if he could be the one to do something with that Bournemouth team, hey, look, he could probably do something with that United team. The one thing I do fear for Iraola, could he be a victim of the sort of flavour of the month kind of vibe? Because Amorim, hey, look, when he came in, everyone was like, yo, he's got the Monclizzy on.
He's kind of peng, you know.
Yeah, he's kind of like, he's got that whole Jose vibe, and people are loving it. People are lapping it up. Iraola is kind of falling into that bracket for me where, yes, he's a sort of upcoming European manager. Everyone's wanting them.
Yeah,
but when it comes to Manchester United, will he fall under the same curse? We will have to see.
Finally, we have one of the best players in his position of all time, I would say. But how does that translate over? So, who I'm talking about is Xavi. Known as one of the best players of his time. He is a holding midfielder. He was someone that dictated games. He's had experience in a top league with a top team that had a lot of scrutiny on them, which is Barcelona. Is he going to be right for the job? I can't really work it out because he's been out of football for a little while now, which is probably testament to him trying to wait for the right job. I know in the past he has said that he wanted to manage Man United, but is it just another flash in the pan? Is it another manager that has all of the quality on paper, but then the scrutiny that Man United gets will just destroy them? It will destroy what he's trying to put into the squad. And that's one of the things I think is the hardest thing for any of these. I don't understand if any of these managers don't do well. I completely understand that they're in a position where the media will look at Man United way more than any other team in the Premier League because of the sheer decline. And I feel like Xavi won the league with Barcelona.
Yeah.
Then got sacked by Barcelona. He's had other experience in, I think he was in an Asian league with, I think it was Qatar, maybe. But yeah, I don't know.
I think Xavi would do a great job playing in midfield for Manchester United. I kid you not, I'd rather see Xavi in midfield rather than Agate.
Oh, I mean, I feel like anyone would. I'd get Xavi out of retirement. I'd give him a massage before he goes on the pitch.
Look, in fairness, I do think Xavi would be a really interesting appointment for Manchester United. As you already kind of mentioned, he would love to be the Manchester United manager. And I do kind of see a really high-profile name in Xavi, really high-profile club in Manchester United. It could be a marriage made in heaven. Now, in terms of the style of play, I know that maybe defensively he's a bit suspect. Did win a title for Barcelona. Let's not forget that. And that maybe he was actually quite lucky to have been fired. But in terms of the caliber, the name, he's probably one of the biggest names about. But could he translate in the Prem? That's yet to be seen. But I think it'd be really interesting. I think you'll have many people watching Manchester United who are definitely playing better football than you are.
Yeah, I feel like it's not hard though, is it?
So, yeah, maybe he could be the guy. But we'll have to see.
And that was it for who we think should be the next Man United manager. Obviously, let us know in the comments below if you can think of anyone else that we have forgotten about. I've been Tom.
I've been Oscar.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.